Hello there, you are welcome to today's code flow tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to be talking about iframe elements. So, about iframe elements, you might have wondered about how sometimes you find websites, the extracts from another website in another website. I mean, you find another page, maybe you find the Wikipedia page close to the information that you're actually looking for or that you're looking through. So basically what we actually use this for is the iframe. And one of the best advantages of iframe is the fact that you don't have to refresh the page, and also you don't have to, once you click on the link, sometimes you don't even have to load another page. Everything can load within the same page. That's one of the perks of using an iframe element, and this can be very instrumental in building a very good website. So right now let's go back to our Visual Studio Code and let's get through with it. So right now I've created a simple iframe element. This is the simple syntax for iframe elements. Let me just retype this. Remember to make your comment, and now to type the iframe element, iframe, the syntax iframe, is going to have a closing tag, but most of the things we're going to be tagging is going to be right within this first starting tag. So you're going to make use of some attributes such as the src attribute, put a slash in the middle, and we're going to make use of the title attribute. Also, we'll be making use of the height attribute. We also make use of the width attribute. So basically, these are the four main attributes we are going to make use of in the course of this tutorial, but make use of target and the rest in the next few minutes. So now, one thing about the title is that we have to state the title so people can actually know what they're actually looking through. Let me say a preview of a website. I'm trying to write a simple name. And for the src, I've managed to create a particular file called index.html. Now, one thing using about the index.html file right here is that it has to be in the same folder. It has to be in the same folder as the website project folder. In the website project folder, we have the HTML, we have the CSS, we have the images, JavaScript, and the other rest. But everything has to be aligned together. So I'm putting this in the HTML folder. So that by the time those iframe elements wants to get searched for, it will just go to the HTML folder and also pull it out. So the name of the file is index.html. So just type in index.html. Great. Now the height and the width is to help us to make sure that we can maintain the total size of the website. If I was to save this and we go to Chrome and we preview this, you discover that we cannot resize it in the best way we want. But with this we can actually style it and resize it in the best way we feel like it should be styled. So if I can write 500 pixels and 500 pixels, and if I save this and I go back to my Chrome and I preview this, we can see how this has enlarged to 500 to 500 by 500 pixels, which is quite amazing. Yeah, quite amazing. So that's actually all about that. That's all about making a simple iframe syntax. That's just how simple it is. And don't note, we don't only have to use the height and the width to style this thing. We can use the attribute style. First of all, I want to get rid of this. Oh, sorry, let me just create let's just get rid of it just in case. And we have our style attributes right here. With the style attributes, I'm very sure you're familiar with what we can do with the style attribute. Style. And the style attribute, I want to change the height. We're talking about the height, and I want to change it to maybe 200 pixels, and I want to change the the width, to maybe 300 pixels, and that should be all. So I'm going to save this, and if I go back to my Chrome and I preview this, you can see that this has resized to what we just styled it to right now, 200 by 300 pixels. So that's quite amazing. I mean, yeah, it's very amazing with what you can do with the iframe element. I basically just framed another website right in the middle of another website. Okay, so another thing you can actually do with the iframe is that, I told you earlier that you can actually style. You can style the iframe element, and what you would have noticed the fact that this actually has its own border, and so you might want to remove the border outline. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we remove the border outline from this style stuff right here? You can just add another attribute like I'm coming, sorry, for the border, and I want the border to be set to none. I don't want anything to be at the border. And once I save this and I go back to my Chrome and I preview this, we can see that this doesn't have any border. It just goes along with the web page. So this is quite amazing with a lot of things you can do with the iframe elements. I mean, I can just create something bogus or something big for it, and it's going to show right within the iframe element. So basically, that's just a bit of the iframe element. And if you wonder about how does the title help, the title basically just shows them what the iframe element stands for. That's just one thing title, so people can actually know what they are actually reading. But it's best to add the title there just in case the site doesn't load. And so what else? What are the things that you can actually also do for iframe element? You can set it as a target for a link. I told you that sometimes you might want to click on a link. You're thinking that it's going to stress you and open another page. But with this, you can actually open that same page within that same page. The page you want to open, you can open it within that same page. So how do we make use of that? We also use the iframe tag. And I'm going to close this. We can type in the src. The src is going to be, let's use the intergalactic.html. I'm not sure if I spelled this thing correctly. Let me give it a bit of a cross check. And we have the enter, and I actually missed the R. So I'm going to delete the R. We have intergalactic, and from after writing the src, we can decide to give it a title or not. But also we can actually give it the main one, which is the name. We use the name. For you to set the target, you have to create a name for it, okay? And it is in this name that you can actually tell us what you actually want to target out of it. Is to actually make this the target, okay? So I want to say iframe test. That's the name I'm giving this thing. iframe test. Let me write together for ease. And also let me just give it a title. This is an iframe element, which is quite amazing. And so that's just basically that's it. So the next thing we actually have to do, don't preview this yet because we are still going to have to do something to this. So basically what you can actually also do with the iframe element, as I've said earlier, is that we can actually set it as a target, and that's what we are doing right now. So setting it as a target using the p tag, and right in the p tag we can create a link, like a reference link. And we use the attribute href. And so with the href, we can actually set in anything we want to say, but let me just give it the slash for now. We'll set in the stuff later. But the target is very important because we are trying to link this with this with this. So the name of the target is iframe test, and you can put iframe test right in the quotation marks. And in the iframe test, we have to create the closing tag for the a tag, and right in the middle of the a tag we can write this is a link for intergalactic. You can see this is quite amazing. So right now the question is, if we actually click on the link right here, is it really going to take us here? We could actually find out. So obviously, we actually have to change some things. Let's try to make sure that this doesn't is like a file that doesn't exist. You can actually add maybe another HTML, maybe just a blank HTML web page. You can link it right here. But I want to actually, I know that this doesn't exist, so I want to test the link to make it work. So right now, the ahref, we can actually add in our own. Where we are going to add in the intergalactic right here. So you can use the users, and you can go to the user and the desktop and the website project. The website project is good for this part. And we can go to HTML, then intergalactic, and let's save this. And one thing we notice that when we go back to the main page, we go to Chrome and reload this. Try reloading it again. And once you go down, you discover that this doesn't exist because we have not created anything called new.html. But once you click on this link, we switch to the intergalactic page, and as you can see, we've managed to open a bit of a link through this particular thing by targeting and linking the name. So now you know what the name is going to do. So right now you can see that the name actually is for the iframe, right? The target attribute is for the link, please, within the paragraph tag. So all this together can help you to, make targets, turn the iframe into a target link. So you can actually write you can try setting an iframe as a target. So that's all. So that's all for now on making iframes in HTML. In the next tutorial, I'll talk about HTML quotations and citations. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.